Yo, 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 yo. What it do? What's up? Appreciate y'all dropping by today. I'm your host, Big Al, and we are up in here in Louisiana. A little chilly, but it's okay. All right, let's see what's going on. What's going on? Toy Mafia in the house. And I think we are live on Facebook as well. We give you a little time to get up in here. As a matter of fact, see, my theme song didn't play. I wonder what's going on with that. But anyway, check it out. Real deal.
That gal on the mic, Uncle Coon in the house. Dropping knowledge, stay true, no room for doubt. From the baits to celebs, we cover it all. Tune in, hit subscribe, you don't want to miss the call. Real Al, Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Politics, pop culture, and everything between. Big Al's got the scoop, you know what I mean? From Harris to Trump, we break it down. Common sense talk, the best show around. Real Al, Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Cash App, show some love, support the grind. Big Al's on the rise, one of a kind. Uncle Coon Podcast, the place to be for real talk, real folks, and real TV. Real Al, Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride.
We back in the house. What it do? Boy, we got some stuff to talk about today. Boy, a lot of people upset and getting pissed off by the minute. And President Trump is getting on down the road, ladies and gentlemen. He getting it done. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I think I'll run over a list of things that he's already done. I'll probably interject some of that in here today. But this man is not playing. President Trump is not playing at all. Ladies and gentlemen, as far as I know, the border is pretty much shut down. We know what happened with that. The Mexican president, she's a woman, and she sent word to President Trump that he was not going to bully her and he was going to treat her like a lady and he was going to do all this stuff, and that he needed to be polite and politically correct and all this stuff. And so when President Trump got the word, he said, oh, we rolling like that? Give me the red phone. So he gets the red phone. He calls her up on the red phone. 20 minutes later, she says, yes, sir. Don't worry about the border. And President Trump told her, listen, there's two big caravans, 1,500 or more people in each one of them headed to the border. And you need to stop all that. You need to break it up and send those people back home or wherever they came from, because they are not crossing that border. And so 12 hours later, she calls President Trump back and told him that she had that secured, that no one is headed to the border and there are troops there. Now, you haven't seen that on the news, have you? If you have, I will find it for you. But that just goes to show you how the news is not telling the truth most of the time. You have to come over here to YouTube if you want to find out what's really going on, right? What's up, Toy Mafia in the house? So we got it. We're going to go from here. And as y'all know, I'll say this again, and I'll say it every time, especially my Facebook friends. I believe that if you would get rid of the hostility, and I think the first thing you should do is come to the grips that President Trump is not racist. And if you would get that out of your head, I think you would probably feel a lot better. And then you could do a little research and you'll understand that our country is in a lot better shape because of who we elected. And I'm going to show you some of that today. A lot of people are in an uproar because Kamala Harris spent almost $1.5 billion and lost. And a lot of people are pissed. They are really mad. And they said that there's no way in West hell that she would ever run for president again, let alone public office. And I think they have a point, but I'll show you that today as well. And we'll show you a couple of other things as we roll out. What's up, Isaiah? Isaiah in the house. Appreciate you dropping in. And I want to say thank you to everybody that supports the channel. We have become, we are in line with the big boys. As you can see over here, there is a super chat icon. So you can do a super chat and you can help the channel if you want to by sending a donation or buying us a cup of coffee or whatever you deem fit. Or if you wanted to say something and you want me to really elaborate on it, then you can do a super chat. Y'all know how that go. So we have done that part. When I first got started, everybody told me, all the people in the business said, man, it'll be a whole year before you get that. And we have done that in 6 months. We did the first part. The first part, you have to get 1,000 subscribers. We did that in 5 months. And then just a couple of days ago, then we were able to get 300,000 watch hours. So that means that people are watching the channel. And so we did that in 6 months. So we did it in half the time. And I am congratulating you, ladies and gentlemen, because you're the ones that did that. All I do is turn the mic on, turn the camera on and the lights and run my mouth and bring you the news. So with having said that, let's get it going. What's up, Damon? Damon in the house. He says, what's up, everybody? Toy Mafia says, yo. What's going on, Isaiah? Yo, yo, yo. That's what's up. And Damon says, hello, everybody. Okay, so we're rolling a little bit. All right, now we got this deal. And I was just talking about this yesterday. I really, to be honest with you, I don't see a problem with President Biden pardoning his son. I believe, I'm almost certain that if I was in that situation, I would do the same thing. Of course, I wouldn't send my own son to prison, over a laptop and some money. But I believe that Joe Biden really has pardoned himself, because if he does not pardon Hunter and Hunter has to go to trial, I'm pretty sure it's going to get real bad for both of them. And I believe, now I'm just saying, I bet you President Trump has a Trump card up his sleeve, because Biden cannot pardon him for something that he has not been charged with. That, ladies and gentlemen, is two different things. And from what I'm understanding, he pardoned him on the firearms charges where Hunter lied and bought a gun. And I believe that's what the deal was. So he lied on a federal application to be able to purchase a gun. And that's what the pardon was all about. But we got some issues with Hunter taking a bunch of money from China and what's that, Burisma and somebody else, Ukraine. So he wasn't charged with that. So I think that Hunter might get charged with those crimes and still might be in some trouble because Joe Biden hadn't pardoned those crimes. And we also know that President Trump has announced a new FBI director. And this guy is no joke. And he has always been, for the last 4 or 5 years, he has been on top of all of this stuff. And he knows exactly what's going on in Washington, D.C. And if I'm correct, I believe he has done a couple of documentaries and done some things working with that. And so he knows what's going on in Washington, D.C., so he knows who the players are. And I think I didn't find that video, but I saw it yesterday. I might be able to find it. These people are coming up with all kind of stuff to try to keep President Trump out of the White House. Now I'm understanding that Pelosi is even saying that President Trump cannot run, cannot serve as president because he was the president for the last, because he won in 2020. Now, how ridiculous is that? It's not too ridiculous because I've been saying that the whole time. I think he won in 2020. Now Pelosi and them saying that he won and they cheated. That's how bad they don't want this man in the White House because they know they butts about to be in a lot of trouble. They are in high pursuit trouble, in my opinion. So that's what's going on. But let's go to the board and let's see what's going on. Okay, let's check in with Fox. And I said, which I always say, that I believe you should be, that you should look at a lot of sources and figure out what's really going on. So I'll look at Fox, I'll check Sky News, CNN, MSNBC, anybody with the story. Because if you go to YouTube and type in what you want to do or what you want to look at, then several videos will pop up from all kinds of different sources, and you can check them all out to see who is lying and perhaps who might be telling the truth. And so that's the easy way to study. So let's just jump over here to Fox and see what they're talking about with Hunter, with Joe Biden pardoning his son, Hunter. Check it out.
Senator Tom Cotton, now Republican out of Arkansas, incoming Republican conference chair. And sir, thank you for your time today. NBC report from July on Hunter Biden. Headline: Hunter Biden has joined White House meetings as he stays close to the president post-debate. And in that story, there's a suggestion that privately, it was on the table still. Publicly, they were going to say no pardon. What's your top line response to this move now?
You know, Joe Biden, for 50 years in public office, has always pridefully boasted about his word as a Biden. And I guess we now know that his word as a Biden is trash.
Man, we've
For
been
months, he and his White House spokespersons promised the American people they wouldn't pardon Hunter Biden. But not only did he lie to them about that, look at the scope of the pardon. It's far beyond the offenses for which he was convicted. It's any crime he committed whatsoever for 11 years, which raises the question, what crimes does Joe Biden think his son has been committing for the last decade plus? It also raised the question of whether Joe Biden is going to pardon his brother as well.
Okay, so that takes care of that because I didn't see that. I didn't hear that part. So Joe Biden pardoned him for any crimes that he may or may commit for the next 11 years. So that takes care, because I just said that I believe Trump was going to get him on the other crimes that is alleged that he committed. And I see Joe Biden took care of that the way he did this. So that's really, really suspicious.
Who was up to his neck in the Biden family influence peddling operation. I would ask Joe Biden to commit not to pardon his brother. But again, we now know that his word as a Biden, especially about pardons, is trash.
Do you imagine that the incoming administration or even the Senate will try to continue an investigation into what has been alleged about the Bidens?
Well, Dana, I think we have to wait and see who else Joe Biden pardons. Because again, if he pardons his brother and maybe a sister, maybe some of Hunter Biden's corrupt businessmen, there may not be anything left to investigate, at least for criminal liability. I will say this, though, Joe Biden may come to regret this decision because having given his son a blanket pardon of 11 years to include time when Joe Biden was vice president, Hunter Biden now can't plead the fifth if he appears before Congress or appears before a grand jury.
I know it's a catch somewhere, and I guarantee you, Trump and his lawyers, they are going to find it. I don't think Hunter nor Joe is going to get away with the crimes that they have allegedly committed.
He has to testify about exactly what he was up to, for instance, when he was traveling to China on Air Force Two and meeting with Chinese communist princelings, or why he was being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit on a Ukrainian energy company's board for which he had no qualifications. So that may be one unintended consequence of this pardon that Joe Biden didn't fully think through.
Greg Stanton's a Democrat out of Arizona. He was one of the first to chime in on X. He said, I respect President Biden, but I think he got this one wrong. This wasn't a politically motivated prosecution. Hunter committed the felonies, was convicted by a jury of his peers. There will be a lot more reaction on this later today. In the meantime, Kash Patel has been nominated to be the head of the FBI. Here is Trey Gowdy's summation of Kash Patel as he knows him from last night.
You would not know the foundation or the funding of the Steele dossier. You would not know about FISA abuse. You would not know about Fusion GPS had it not been for the hard work of a guy named Kash Patel. He is quite...
I tell you, this guy, he knows. He knows what's going on. This guy is already on top of all this stuff. And he has done reports and documentaries and everything. He knows exactly what's going on. President Trump is not playing with these people at all.
Candidly, the most unfairly maligned person that I worked with the entire 8 years I was in Washington.
Senator, how well do you know him, and is he the right guy for this job?
Well, I don't know Kash as well as Trey knows him, obviously, having sat on the House Intelligence Committee and worked with Kash on that committee. But I do know that Trey is right when he talks about all that Kash worked as a member of that committee staff and then at the White House to expose the corruption and wrongdoing at the FBI and the Department of Justice that unfairly targeted Donald Trump and those around him in his first campaign. I'd also point out that he has many years' experience as a federal prosecutor and a federal public defender, which means he's experienced not only in putting criminals behind bars, but also can understand what happens when government overreaches. That used to be something for the last 4 years that the Democrats extolled as they were putting federal public defenders on the bench. But now all of a sudden they condemn that kind of experience at the very same time that Joe Biden is committing a total perversion of justice by giving his son the most sweeping pardon in modern American history. It's a pretty stark contrast for the Democrats.
One of the things I won't ask to play for it because it was from the previous hour, we didn't get to it, but Andrew McCabe, the former acting FBI director, he said that Kash Patel he is profoundly unqualified for this job, and it's not even like a matter for debate. But there is going to be a debate. Do you expect him to get confirmed?
Well, Andrew McCabe is probably scared that someone like Kash Patel is going to come into the FBI and expose the wrongdoing of partisans who had taken over senior positions. And as far as qualifications go, whether it's Andrew McCabe or Democratic senators, I would just ask, what were Pete Buttigieg's qualifications to be the Secretary of Transportation? Or did they complain when Joe Biden put a cross-dressing luggage thief in charge of critical nuclear programs? Kash Patel has a long record in law enforcement and intelligence. That's exactly the kind of qualifications you would expect for an FBI director. I expect the Senate to move forward with his nominations and all of Donald Trump's nominees efficiently and promptly when we take charge on January 3rd.
Senator, thank you for your time. Tom Cotton, the Republican from Arkansas.
Yep. Y'all see that? So we see what's going on. All right, so now, okay, let's check the house. Christopher says, good afternoon, Big Al. What's up, Chris? Isaiah says, I think that it's a two-tier justice system, and I think it looks very bad for the Democratic Party in general. Yeah, these people are in trouble, man. And you know what? I think even more people have awakened since the election because these people are behaving bad. And I say this all the time. I believe right now in America today is only two kinds of people. Right now, those people that believe and those who do not. And if you believe, then you understand what's going on and why we got to fix this mess. If you don't believe, then you don't have a clue of what's going on, and you don't have a clue of what you voted for. That's the problem. That's part of my problem. You know, all these people running their mouth and talking crazy, and you don't have no idea what you're voting for. And everything on the Democratic side leads to destruction of America. But y'all can't see it because you don't watch video. We send you the videos. I was talking to a partner of mine today. He said the same thing. He sent people videos and they sent them back, say, I don't want to watch that mess. Well, that's why you don't know nothing. And then that's why you crushed that Kamala is not the president. Can you imagine? She couldn't even handle the campaign money. How in the hell is she going to run the country? Right? And I did a video. I showed y'all how many properties that President Trump has. What, 9, 10, 11, 12 mansions paid for. He don't own nothing, own none of them. And when you look at the pictures, you don't see not one blade of grass out of line. All the hedges cut. Nothing needs painting. Everything is immaculate inside and out. And you know he's not there. The man has a system. He understands putting systems in place. Kamala don't understand nothing. Only thing she understands is we were burdened yesterday, and we're going to be burdened again tomorrow, fooling with her. But now we are unburdened because you got to go, Kamala. Bye. Now, let's get to the next story. The donors, a lot of people gave a lot of money, and a lot of people gave big money. Big money. And the big money donors are pissed. Amen. But we still got a couple. I got a couple. Let me see. I think I got one more. Okay, we did that one. Trump, let's see what Trump response is to this Hunter Biden situation. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's see did Donald Trump respond to this mess, and we'll go from there. Let me see. Trump responds to Biden's pardon. Okay, I think so. Yeah, let's see. Okay. All right, check it out.
A sudden reversal from President Joe Biden last night, issuing a full and unconditional pardon of his son Hunter, ending a legal saga the president now says was politically motivated. The younger Biden potentially faced decades in prison on gun charges. ABC's Karen Travers reports from the White House.
Mm-hmm.
This morning, President Biden is en route to Angola after a holiday weekend spent with family on Nantucket, stopping briefly in Washington in between and announcing he's pardoning his son, Hunter. Hunter was convicted of lying on a form about his drug use when he purchased a gun and in a separate case, agreed to plead guilty to tax charges. Biden argues his son's charges came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. The president's decision is a reversal from a position he held for months.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
The pardon goes beyond Hunter's gun and tax charges, also covering offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1, 2014 through December 1, 2024.
Now, let me ask y'all a question. Do you really believe that whatever Hunter did, that Joe has no idea, that he doesn't know anything about it? I can guarantee you whatever Hunter was doing, Joe was directing him. Joe is the man with the connections, not Hunter. Who in the hell want to do business with a crackhead, right? Joe is the brains behind this mess. He had to pardon his son. If he didn't, he would be brought up on charges. But I don't think neither one of these dudes are in the clear yet, because I know Donald Trump plays spades, and he always has a trump card.
The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, a Republican, accuses Biden of skirting accountability. Democratic House Representative Greg Stanton of Arizona also criticized Biden's decision, saying Hunter committed felonies and was convicted by a jury of his peers. Biden is not the first president to use his pardon powers before leaving office.
Got another question for you. Now, Hunter, they said, committed felonies with a IES. Now, how much of that did you hear in the news? Hunter Biden commits felonies. Hunter Biden convicted of felonies, convicted of felonies. Did you hear that? You didn't hear much about that at all, but you heard every day that Donald Trump was a convicted felon. And they were lying. They made up the charges to charge Donald Trump. But these charges here allegedly are real charges on Hunter Biden. And he went to court and testified and pled guilty. He said he did it. But you don't hear the news talking about him being guilty of felonies, do you?
President Clinton pardoned a former business partner and his half-brother, Roger Clinton. President Trump pardoned Charles Kushner, his son-in-law's father, and just announced as Trump's pick for ambassador to France. In response to Biden's decision, Trump wrote, "Does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the January 6th hostages?" addressing a promise he campaigned off of. Trump has also promised to go after those he considers political enemies and has announced plans to fire FBI Director Christopher Wray, replacing him with longtime ally Kash Patel, who has vowed to help the president-elect with his plan for retribution.
Putting his son in the Bureau of Prisons within the power and control of Donald Trump, a political rival, it was probably something as a father he needed to do to protect his son.
Hunter Biden potentially faced decades in prison. In a statement, he said he will not take this decision for granted and will devote the life he has rebuilt in his sobriety to helping those who are sick and suffering. Christian.
Yeah, I bet. In the meantime, Congress has voted to send $700,000 to Ecuador to study monkeys and see how they respond to cocaine when they sleep. Y'all believe that? And I would be a bit surprised to find out if Hunter was not in charge of the lab. But anyway, so President Trump is responding to this mess. And I was talking about this today, I've never heard President Trump say anything about retribution or getting any of these people back because of what they did to him. I've never heard him say that. Although if it was me, because I think all of these people are pretty much one and the same, right? If you shoot at me, I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm gonna forgive you, but I got to get you, right? Yeah, the Bible says turn the other cheek when you wrong. But if I didn't do nothing to you and you coming at me like that, I got to get you. Man, so who can blame him? But I have never heard President Trump. I've heard him ask that on numerous occasions, and I've never heard him say not one time do he plan on getting these people for what they did to him. But I guarantee you, I have heard him say that if you break the law, you should pay. And I agree with that. And if they broke the law, then they should be arrested and they should do the time and whatever. And that has nothing to do with retribution. If they broke the law, then they should be held accountable for that. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And I think Kash Patel, as the FBI director, right? It's going to be some people in a lot of trouble. And from what I'm understanding, a lot of people are fleeing the country and running. They say Steve Harvey is on the run, Oprah running, Ellen DeGeneres, a lot of people running. And it just so happens that all these people are on the Epstein and the P. Diddy list. Ain't that something? All of them. Okay, let's look at the how. Let's see what's up. Isaiah's okay. I think did we do that one? I think it's a 2-parter and it looks bad for the Democrat. Yep, I think we did that one. Big Al, the Democrats are very shaky. Yeah, they are. They are shook up. Blake says, what it do? Blake says, I'm late like a... Nah, man, you good. Isaiah, it's been a great podcast today. I'll see you tomorrow at 5, but I'll still be listening, though. Okay, cool. Blake be having a roll. I love you, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you too, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your help and everything that you do to help the channel grow. All right, so let's take a look over here. Who we got here? Truck driver. Truck driver in the house. Keep cooking, bro. Let's go, people. Truck driver, I got you, baby. I got you. Hey, truck driver, don't forget it's coming up on tax season. I'm the man when it comes to helping truckers with their taxes. I don't believe that we should be sending your money to Ukraine or anywhere else. And my job is to get it all back and then some. Every dime that's available to you, I will get it for you. That's what I do. All right. Appreciate you dropping in, truck driver. Right. Okay, let's see. Yep, truck driver said get the likes up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty good. I appreciate that. Yep, we're gonna do it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. Yep, about half of y'all hit the like button. Okay, let's see what else. Thank you for the way you did what you did for Patricia. That was so sweet. Oh yeah, that was, man, that was, I plan on doing a couple more. That was something else, man. I had no idea. I just happened to be online. It was on YouTube, and I was in something caught out the corner of my eye, and I saw a picture. I was looking at both, working on both screens, and I was looking at this one, and I caught her picture out the corner of my eye. I said, "That's Miss Pat." And so I clicked over there on it, and the guy says, "Rest in peace." I was like, "What?" And I said, "Man, I know I hadn't heard from her in a while." And that's not like her, especially after the election. Didn't hear anything. And I know she dropped a couple of videos that I played before that. And lo and behold, come to find out, Miss Patricia was no longer with us. And man, it did something to me, man. That was a great lady. And she loved her country. She served in the military. She served in the Air Force and the Army. And she also was stationed at Fort Polk, where I grew up in. And so we laughed and talked about that a time or two. She knew something about the city, Leesville. She could tell me about some of the places down there. And we just always had fun talking. But, now she was always busy, so she wasn't going to talk long. She'd give you 4 or 5 minutes, and then she had to go. And Miss Patricia was a great, great, great human being. And she will definitely be missed. And so I'm going, Patricia Dixon, and her channel is still up. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe. Go over there and let me put that in the thing here. Patricia Dixon. And she has been on the Trump train the whole time and been making videos. And she makes some very good videos. And if you want to talk to people about and bring them up to speed about what's going on, Miss Patricia is the one, because her video, she turned the camera on and she just talked right out of her heart. And she just look in the camera and tell you what time it is. And she did a really good job. Love that woman. But man, she is gone. But I know heaven is organized with Miss Patricia. So she doing her due from up there. Because I know she down there telling Jesus, hey man, you got to tighten this up. So anyway, shout out to Miss Patricia Dixon, rest in peace. And that's her name right there. You go to YouTube and check out her channel. Man, that hurt me bad right there. Okay, FAC was saying the same thing. It hurt when we get close to guys. Yeah, yep, that was something. Yep. But anyway, we'll keep it moving in honor of Miss Patricia. How about that? And Trump responded, so we got that. And let's see, the White House is defending Hunter Biden. I don't even know. I'm about to throw up on this one, but I'll go ahead and play it anyway. But let's see what they're talking about, because that's what we do over here. We bring you the news. And so I have to bring it all, right? White House defends Hunter Biden. So let's see exactly what they're talking about.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Okay, this is back in the day when he lied about pardoning him. This was what, 4 or 5 months ago.
Yes.
Joe Biden has always prided himself on being a man of his word.
Honesty, decency, dignity.
There's nothing he says he values more than integrity. So when he and his team repeatedly told America that he would not pardon his son Hunter.
Man, I got a pair of socks that got more integrity than this dude, man. That's all he do is lie. Yeah, what has he ever done but lie? His middle name is Lie. That's what he does, lie.
For gun and tax crimes.
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
They had no reason not to believe them. But after spending the Thanksgiving weekend huddled with family in Nantucket, Biden made them a...
I wouldn't have never told that. I would have said, somebody asked me that, would you pardon your son? I'm like, hell yeah, that's my son. I'll pardon him. I just talked about that last night. Why wouldn't I? If blood thicker than water, it's supposed to be. I'm not mad at Joe because he pardoned Hunter, right? Now I'm pissed off about the crimes that they both committed, and that's not. I guess he got that covered in that 11-year deal, but I don't think that's gonna stick. I believe the AG and Cash Patel and all them, they're gonna find a way to get around that. I don't think they're gonna be able to get away with them crimes.
Momentous decision to break that promise, just days ahead of Hunter's sentencing and in the final weeks of his own presidency. A stunning reversal that will tarnish his legacy further still and makes a mockery of his claim that the justice system must be independent. So why did he do it? In a statement, Biden said, "No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out because he is my son, and that is wrong. Hunter had been subject to unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution. I believe in the justice system," Biden said, "but raw politics has infected this process and it led to a miscarriage of justice."
Y'all hear that mess? I thought he said he prides himself with integrity and telling the truth. Joe Biden, that's all this man does is lie. Now look at what he just said, that they picked Hunter out because that's his son. Man, please.
I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision.
I think when you look back on this, when history looks back on this, you're going to see a legacy of injustice.
But many Americans, including his conservative critics on Fox News today, will no doubt conclude that Biden is a hypocrite and that he always intended to pardon his only living son. A man whose past drug and alcohol addiction is well documented, and earlier this year landed him with 3 federal gun charges after a jury concluded he lied about his drug use.
Who had the cocaine in the White House? Did we ever find out who had that?
When he bought this Colt revolver in 2018. And it was to spare his family more pain that Hunter decided to plead guilty in a second case over tax evasion.
No one is above the law.
Joe Biden had consistently said he would respect the outcome of both cases, but now claims both were politically motivated and Hunter was being held to a higher standard than others.
It's not like he shot somebody, not like he murdered somebody and the gun was used in a homicide. Every prosecutor that's pretty much weighed in on it, that's had these type of cases, has known that this is subject to diversion. This would never go to trial. So he is going to take charge of it and do what he can do, which is pardon his son.
But then why say you're not going to do that? Many people would ask.
Because he was running for president. And let's face it, politicians will say a lot of different things to get elected.
Hunter got thrown out of the military.
Trump certainly used Hunter Biden to score political points in the past. And the president's son has been relentlessly pursued by Republicans in Congress.
Deposition. You're here for a political stunt. This is just a PR stunt to you. This is
Biden's move to protect his son, perhaps hastened by the nomination of this man, Kash Patel, a Trump ultra-loyalist, to be the next head of the FBI. who's made no bones about the retribution to come.
We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.
If Patel's appointment was part of Biden's motivation, he wasn't saying so as he landed today in Angola on a planned trip. Trump called the pardon a miscarriage of justice, just as he is preparing to pardon the sentences handed out to protesters that ransacked the Capitol on January the 6th. It's not just Republicans who've condemned the decision. Some Democrats expressed anger at Joe Biden, too. The question is whether in the twilight of his presidency, with his legacy already in the balance, Biden even cares.
Beware of day trading options.
Lord have mercy. Biden is in Angola. I wonder what. He probably don't even know where he at. What is he doing in Angola? I definitely need to find that out. But yeah, Miss Beverly says she misses Miss Patricia already. Yep, that is something else. Miss Patricia is something else. So we'll be glad to have the trash out of the White House. That's FAC. Yep, I believe. Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden, man. I mean, this guy. I'm ready for these people to just get on and just go ahead on somewhere and go on about their business, because I'm sick of them. All of them. Kamala, everybody. They are trash. And they tried to destroy the country. And I'm so glad that the American people woke up and fought back and made it too big to rig. I still believe that they still planted votes and tried to get Kamala in. I think the plan worked, just like Trump said. Everybody go vote, make it too big to rig. And I think they put in, I think we're going to find out that they did a lot of stuff that we're about to find out. But they just couldn't come up with enough votes, illegal ballots to offset we the people. And I believe we're going to find that out too. But that's just me. I just believe that, because these people are something else. And look at what happened. They still had some mess going on in Arizona and New Mexico and somewhere in California. I think it's California. Have they ever finished counting the votes yet? I don't think that's the end yet. I have to double check that. But anyway, let's see what else we got. We got Kamala that spent a bunch of money, and now the demagogues, the people on her team, they are reeling. A lot of them have not gotten paid, and a lot of the big time Democrats are pissed off. They're mad because they gave a lot of money. And now a lot of people in her camp were saying that they never had a chance of winning, and they didn't think that they were going to win. But why were y'all taking people's money, right? So that's kind of bad, don't you think? All right, let's check it out and see what they're talking about over here. All right.
So, John, I never heard anything like this before. Do you think somebody stole the money?
Well, maybe legally. I mean, look, to me, you remember the movie Mad Max when everybody's just doing whatever they wanted into the world? That's what happened here. All of a sudden, everybody's got the keys to the candy store. Ad buyers, talent, consultants. There's 100 days to do it. And the money started pouring in. Remember this, Chris. It wasn't pouring in for Harris. It was pouring in against Trump. Yep. Everybody that was voting and supporting Harris was really voting against Trump. And everybody that was voting for Trump was voting for Trump. So she had all this money coming in. She had all these consultants. And if you don't run the ads, you don't get paid for the buy. They were running ads in Florida, where I live, nonstop. And I'm like, why? I mean, are they running them in Alabama and Idaho too? And I'll tell you why. If you don't run the ads, the buyer doesn't get paid. $900,000 to put her face on the Sphere in Las Vegas. In the Sphere, the ego, the crazy, the commissions. I was at the White House for a dinner Friday night, talking to a lot of people, and I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of names about who got paid this, who got paid that. And a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump. And I think this disqualifies her forever. If you can't run a campaign, you can't run America. And that would be the argument just day one. So it was terrible. I think she did a good job in the debate. I think she did as good a job as she could hope for in a short period of time. I told everybody, she should not have been the nominee. She was not going to win. And she didn't win, and she lost badly. So she's got to go figure out her life. She's in Hawaii. Tim Walz was at the dinner. She was in Hawaii. So she's having a call with donors this week. They tell me about her political future. I don't think she has a political future. So that's my thought on her.
How bad is this for the party going forward?
It's terrible because when you don't trust, it's like Andrew Gillum down here in Florida. He lost by just a little bit. But the money was, to DeSantis, just a little bit. But the money was so squandered and kept that, and he was going to take all that money he kept and rebuild the party. The Republicans got 1 million more voters now. What happened in Florida is with Gillum is going to the same thing is going to follow Harris for the rest of her career. She cannot be trusted with the money. And the party and the donors are going to be like, where is this money going? The week of the election, a former ambassador called me and said, I'm having a fundraiser, this like 2 days before the election. I said, how can you spend the money? Well, we need it for GOTV. I said, no. I stopped giving once Biden was out, as you know, Chris. I said, that's it. I'm a Biden guy. I wasn't Harris.
Do you think, how do you think Biden feels about the result?
I think he's obviously, he did not want to go. He did not go gently. I said this early on. He did not want to go gently. He nominated her basically. Obama did not want her. Obama did not endorse her for 5 days. Pelosi did not want her. Pelosi told her California delegation, there'll be a conference, there'll be a caucus, there'll be a convention. We basically ran on this deal where democracy, and then we didn't have democracy in picking our nominee.
But why did Biden pick her?
I think it was to say F you to Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and every representative that was pushing him out. And if he hadn't gotten out that Sunday, it was going to be an avalanche the next week. Look, Adam Schiff had already spoken. Zoe Lofgren had already spoken. It was just a matter of Monday. And I think he was pissed.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Man. Y'all see all this foolishness? Man, these people got all kind of crazy stuff going on, and they are playing with our lives. In the meantime, we can't buy a bag of groceries, right? We can't travel. We can't do it's all kind of stuff going on, man. People, it's hard. And these people playing tiddlywinks or whatever the hell they doing, man. It just doesn't make any sense. But shout outs to President Trump because he is on it, ladies and gentlemen. The man is on it. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. I'll give you a rundown of some of the things that he has already gotten done, and he is not even in the White House. That's how effective President Trump is. Okay? So, let me see. FAC said, be glad to have the trash out of the White House. You help us. That is why he got the votes. Yep. Okay. So, man, it's just a mess. I'm just sick of all these people, man. I am sick of all of them. All of them. Okay. So Kamala, she overspent. They don't know where the money is. They said a lot of people got wealthy. That's not hard to do. Last week we looked at her campaign crew, and they all looked like they were under 25 years old, all white, every one of them, except one young lady, and they all young. And so now it makes sense that Kamala did all those campaigns where she had Meg Thee Stallion twerking and Beyonce and all these people showing up. But all of those people got paid. And then we did the deal on Roland Martin and Oprah. They in a little bit of trouble because those two are actually journalists, and they're under a different set of rules. And you cannot pay a journalist like that for political airtime unless you offer the same amount of time to the opposition. And you have to disclose. Y'all know when you look on TV, it'll tell you paid by and approved by so-and-so, so-and-so. Then Roland Martin and Oprah, they did not disclose that. And that is a violation of the Hatch Act and a whole bunch of other stuff that they've done wrong. So we'll see what happens with all of that. So moving right along, okay, so we got the Democratic Party overspending, and we believe that her career is over. Now, I always want to get Anton Daniels, I always want to get his perspective on different things. This is a very smart man, millionaire. He's always on top of it. He knows what he's talking about, and he does not run his mouth unless he knows exactly what he is talking about. And so he believes that her career is over. What do y'all think? Check it out. Anton Daniels.
Mega donor from Morgan & Morgan went on Fox News, so he didn't just go on Chris Cuomo. He also went on Fox News, and then he went back on Chris Cuomo to have a conversation about Kamala Harris and whether or not she'll ever be able to run again. I will admit I am one of the people that said that I anticipated her being a Christmas gift and making sure that the Republicans stay in party in 2028 and 2026 and her running for president of the United States of America again. But now I'm not so sure after people like this are saying what they're saying. Check it out.
John Morgan is the founder of Morgan & Morgan and a former major Democratic donor. John, I was thrilled to have you tonight, and I wanted you to react to this. This was reporting out of Politico about what Kamala Harris was doing in Hawaii. Privately, the vice president has been instructing advisors and allies to keep her options open, whether for a possible 2028 presidential run or even to run as governor in the state of California in 2 years, as Harris has repeated in phone calls, I am staying in the fight. Your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction is, you know, she thinks she's Obama. She goes to Hawaii because Obama goes to Hawaii. She started talking like Obama, imitating Obama. She is not Barack Obama. She has no talent. She can never run for president again.
Oh,
she ran once and got 0 delegates. She got 8% of California. I begged them not to put her up. She was going to be tethered to Biden no matter what. That was a zero-sum game for her.
Yep.
But she thought that all these votes were for her. They were not. The votes that she got were people voting against Trump.
True.
And the votes that Trump got were the people voting for Trump. What the Harris campaign should have done, instead of avoiding Joe Rogan and podcast, it turns out that Barron Trump, who looks like a runway model, was telling his father, you need to go on podcasts. You need to go on Joe Rogan. You know, he was 3 hours late to a rally because he was doing Joe Rogan because that was so important. So Barron Trump is a lot smarter than everybody in the Harris. They said they didn't go on Joe Rogan. The progressives around her, you heard what Carmel said, the progressives didn't want to go on Joe Rogan. Look, if I'm running, I'm going on Joe Rogan. I'm living on Fox. That's how you change minds. They played hide the ball. They lost badly. She should go away and never, ever come back. She spent almost $2 billion. They're raising money this week to pay off the debt. If you can't run your campaign, you damn sure can't run the country.
Yep. Heavy.
If that isn't one of the most scathing reality checks within the Democratic Party from a heavy Democratic donor, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
And that is true. That when you start to, and I've been looking at a lot of Kamala Harris campaign staffers and top aides and, you know, people that's run her Instagram and her TikTok and all of that. And they've been talking about what they got going wrong and how they should have did things differently and what was really happening inside of the camp and all of that stuff. When you pay attention to some of that stuff that's happening and what's being communicated, and the fact that Barron Trump on the low hasn't even been visible, hasn't talked or anything, but people are basically saying that he was the person that was advising his father on how he should move when it came to picking and choosing where he was going to spend his time. He was right.
Yeah.
He was absolutely right. And this is why you can't always just go based off of experience. You got to have that instinct. You got to have that thing in you that pay attention to certain people that add value into your life. I will tell you personally, and I mention this all the time and I always talk about it, that one of the most meaningful people that I always check in with, and not because, you know, I'm just so great or whatever like that, but because she 100% has a pulse, a hand on the pulse of every single thing that's meaningful in my life, is my daughter. My 16-year-old daughter is a person that I regularly check in with, and I'll be like, hey, let me run something by you really quickly. What do you think about this? And she is so brutally honest, and she just tells me what her thoughts are. And I'm telling you, 10 times out of 10, she is 100% accurate. Hey, so let me run something by you real quick. So everybody been telling.
Oh, I can definitely agree with that because I got my daughters are like that as well. And all of them, all three of them, birthdays are this month. Shanika's birthday was yesterday. Karen's birthday is tomorrow. No, Wednesday. And Nene is on the 20th. And then Tim is on the 10th. All of them in December. And I just talked to Tim. He's the same way. My oldest son, I can talk to him about anything, and he'll tell me exactly what's going on. Look at Pop, this boop, 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 boop. And so I definitely can relate to Anton when he's talking about the kid, his daughter, because your kids will be honest with you, and they'll tell you what time it is. I know mine will. They'll tell me they'll tell me what they really think about the situation. But anyway, let's wrap this up.
Telling me this. But I want to get your thoughts on it. Tell me what you think and be honest with me. Does this make sense? What would you do or how do you see this? She'd be like, Dad, don't listen to that. This is gonna mess up. That's gonna mess up. Listen, if you're gonna do it, do this way, do it that way, or whatever, so on and so forth. And I'd be like, and she talked to me and she breaks it down very simply, and she just a straight shooter, and she tells me the truth, and every single time it works. Every single time. She'll be like, and sometimes she'll be like, let me think about that for a second. She go in her room, she think about it. She come out 15 minutes later. She's like, yeah, this one is the one that you want to go with because this is why it makes sense. And she'll add the context and explain it. And I'll sit on it and I'll be like, yep, I'm rolling with that. Got all these other people around and all of that, and they saying all of this stuff every single time. Every time I have to make a major decision, I always check on my daughter and I say, what do you think about this? Let me run it.
Yep. Shout out to my daughter, Carrington. Same way.
This by you real quick. Own it. Own it. Own it. Own it. And sometimes you don't need a whole team of advisors that's getting paid a bunch of money that want to keep their job. You just need somebody that authentically wants the best for you to tell you the truth, that also has a pulse on what's happening out here in these streets. Every time. And he's right. He's right. Barron Trump, whereas Kamala Harris's whole team was saying, don't do it. Don't do this. She absolutely made the wrong missteps. Went over there on All the Smoke, went on Shannon Sharp, killed their podcast. And then meanwhile, Donald Trump was 3 hours late to a rally because he was sitting there talking to Joe Rogan, which was one of the most meaningful things that he did during his campaign.
Yep, sure was.
John, that is the most honest assessment, and I think the most accurate one I've heard from a Democrat so far. And I'm curious for you, as you move forward as a party, who's the future of your party?
Somebody says, why does Anton depend on Fox News for his information? Interesting. Apparently, you must be new here because I use everything. I use MSNBC. I use local.
People ask me that all the time. I use all of them, man. You have to go to everybody and get information. You can't just go to one source. How dumb is that?
News stations. I use CNN. I reference different things. I go in and I do my own research, but I use these as reference points to jump off certain conversations because these are the things that's popular and these are the things that's being communicated in popular culture. So apparently you knew here because we use everything. We use CNBC, we use Fox Business, we use Fox News, we use CNN, we use MSNBC, we use local news TV stations, we use News Nation, we use everything, any piece of information that we use Politico, we use Yahoo Finance, we use Bloomberg, we use every single thing, Market Watch, anything that we can get our hands.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. Facebook, y'all can go over, you go to YouTube and click and put your subject in, and then all kind of videos from all different sources will pop up, and then you can get clarification because you can watch all of them. A lot of times they're not that long, and then you can get the gist. And then a lot of content creators, they'll tell you exactly what's going on in the beginning of the video. And so therefore you can get all different angles. And if someone is lying or not telling the truth, then you can figure out who that is, and you can get the truth in your system. Because you feel real bad if you walk around with a system full of lies. And I think that's what a lot of people have done. Now, this guy right here, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. He sounds like he is fed up. And this gentleman here, he gave a ton of money. Now, I would be surprised if he doesn't switch over. Now, we're going to remember that, especially with what I think that President Trump is about to do with this nation. I think we're about to see some times that we ain't never seen, that we cannot even imagine, because I've been following President Trump for 8 years, and I know what he's been saying that he wants to get done. Let me give you another deal. Y'all know I do taxes, right? And I was talking about this today. President Trump has already said he wants to get rid of the IRS completely. But do you think when he said that, the news media was going to put that on the news? How many people wouldn't vote for that? Right? They don't never say nothing about that. And he doesn't say it often. He'll sneak it in because he don't want them to try to cave him in and stop it. But I think it's going to be a process, but I believe he's going to get it done. And I do taxes. I have a great tax business. And I'm telling you right now, I'll get all your money back. There's the phone number and everything right there on the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to put another announcement up there. And if you have not filed and you got some back taxes, you really need to get in touch with me, and you need to do it immediately so we can get you taken care of, because they don't look at back taxes during the tax season. So if you got some back stuff, you need to get that done immediately. So give me a call. If I don't answer, it means I'm on the phone. Then just text me and give me a detailed text and tell me who it is and what you want, and then I'll call you back. Is that fair enough? Truck driver, what's up? All right, let's finish this with Anton.
Hands on that then forces us to do a little bit more research and then leapfrog off of that information in order to have an opinion. It's absolutely what we use. And so if this man is a mega donor, and I did research on who he is, and he is a mega donor, and he went on News Nation, and he went on Chris Cuomo, and then he goes on Fox News, and he's communicating what he's saying and what's happening at the White House after Kamala Harris has lost and what was happening within the campaign. 100% I'm going to use him as a source. I don't care what channel that he's on.
Yeah.
Don't focus so much on that. Focus on what we having a conversation about. That's how easy y'all get finessed. Don't focus on that. Focus on what we talking about, okay?
My future, look, I'm a Bill Clinton Democrat. And each year that's gone by, I've been pushed further and further and further out.
What I tell you, they're about to push him out. I guarantee you, by this time next year, this man right here will be a full-blown Trump supporter. Watch and see. Because Trump is about common sense. Common sense. That's how he makes his decisions. President Trump makes his decisions based on common sense and the word of God. And when you do that, you can't go wrong. right? Did y'all know President Trump said transgender in the Army? That's over. You got to go. He putting them all out. And a lot of those people, I got an article on that. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But a lot of those people joined the Army just so they could get the surgery. Millions and millions of dollars being wasted. And a lot of those people are depressed and wish they had never done it. Now, the media don't report on that. Maybe we'll do a session on that. But who gives a flip about transgenders? I don't.
Squad, defund the police, woke. It pushes people like me. I am not a democratic socialist. I was a Democrat with a capital C, capitalist.
Yeah.
And
see,
I now am a registered independent because I cannot abide that business.
That's the same thing happened to me. The exact same thing. I started, I was like, man, I can't do it. I didn't re-register as a Republican. I registered as a independent because I don't even like a lot of the stuff that Republicans do. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, President Trump ran on the Republican ticket, but that's not who he is. He's actually created another party, MAGA, Make America Great Again. And here we come.
And look, I love Joe Biden. I think he did a great job. If you look at the record, I know a lot of you all disagree.
You know damn well we're going to disagree with that because you didn't believe what you said. You see how fast he jumped on there and corrected? I know a lot of y'all going to disagree because that's not true, man. Joe Biden did a terrible job.
Objectively, I think history's going to be good to him, but Joe Biden is the end of my line with Democrats because of the Harrises of this world and the progressives pushing her to not go on Joe Rogan. That's where she should have been. Just where Barron Trump told his dad to go and all the other podcasts. So that's where I am today. I'm more for people.
In this video, I'm going to show you how it's possible to get a $100,000 funded stock.
Than party. In Florida, I ran 2 amendments. I legalized medical marijuana and I raised the minimum wage. Had to get 60% of the vote. We did. You know why? Most of us agree on most things when you take the DNR down. So I would say to the squad and the defund the police crowd, mission accomplished. I'm out.
See, told you.
That is the absolute worst thing that you could ever do to people that support your party is to alienate them so much with agendas that your big donors and your biggest supporters say, you know what, this is not the part. This is honestly, to be honest with you, forget the big donor part. I believe this is what happened to most people that were a part of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, then I told y'all, man, we've been talking about that for a whole 2, 3, 4 years. When people start researching, they start really paying attention to what's going on and get your little feelings out of the way, and you really start looking at and start analyzing what the Democrats do, how they do it, and how they move around, then you'll quickly see that these people don't give a damn about you or America. And quite frankly, I don't think they care about all the money that they send it overseas. I think that's a scam. I think they are stealing that money. They're robbing us blind. These people getting that money back. Why in the hell would they give a flip about somebody in Ukraine or Peru or El Salvador when they still haven't even helped the people that was in the hurricanes and all that stuff that's going on here? We got people laying on the sidewalk, laying in their own piss, right? And they sending money to Ecuador to study drag queens. I don't believe that for a second. I believe these people are lying, and I believe President Trump has put the cabinet together that's going to bust their ass up.
If they hadn't been so left, far-reaching left, they then have a stronger base, because the reality is that even people that supported the Democratic Party, they say, this is not the party that my parents was in. This is not the party that my grandparents are in.
How many times have you heard me say that? How many times have you heard me say that? These are not the people that we grew up with. Cedric the Baron and all y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been trying to tell you, That's why I started making videos to get you the information. These are not the same people. It's time to abort. It's time to jump ship. These people are killing our babies. They are transgendering our kids. They're not educating our kids, right? What did we find out about the education system since the federal government took it over? They spend on average $21,000 per child. And our kids don't know shit. That is crazy. They don't even know what color, the color red. Look like it's orange to me. I think, is that blue? Oh, no, maybe that's purple. They don't know nothing. They're not being educated because we got people in the education department is stone cold freaks. 2 purple strands on this side, a yellow one over here, and a green hair hanging off their titty. And then in the classroom, talking about good morning. And no, we ain't doing no pledge of allegiance. America's a terrible country. I don't know why y'all parents ain't moved. That's the kind of mess our kids getting. And so a lot of 18, 19-year-old kids, they hate America. What kind of crap is that? And they getting it from school. And we sit up here talking about, yeah. And all that transgender stuff and all that mess, that perverted mess that they reading. And then they had critical race theory, which we found out that was a big lie. They were trying to put all that perverted stuff in the classrooms and get that stuff in there where boys reading this about greasing it up and doing all this stuff. Come on, man. And y'all sitting up here stripping, talking about Kamala. Man, Kamala, man, please. But the American people woke up, and you look at this gentleman here, woke up, and he gave big money. Big money. Big money. That's why they talking to him. He gave the most money. It's on record. They know exactly how much money he gave. That's why Fox talking to him. They reached out to him. Hey, man, how do you feel about all that money you gave? He said, man, they pushed me out. I'm done. I guarantee you this man right here will be supporting Trump within 6 months. He'll come back on here. They have him back on here, and he'll be saying, hey, man, I'm with Trump. Watch.
Most of us agree on certain things, but then when we become so far removed, when the agenda becomes so much that we hate what the current version of Republican Party is, that we now support men going in women's bathrooms, we now support illegal immigration. I see Democrats remain completely silent when it comes to immigration. That is not something that's supposed to be divisive across party lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be something that we all agree on. Okay, listen, you got the border shored up. We got the border shored up. All right, listen, we may differ on certain political agendas or certain things when it comes to the division between Democrats and Republicans, but this is not one of them. I mean, I think that most Democrats are supposed to agree. Yeah, man, we don't want our borders open to anybody just walking in. We want people to be able to come in here legally so that they can be vetted and we can make sure that we get the right people here and get the best and brightest. Mm-hmm. It's not that Republicans are against migrants coming into the country. They're against illegal immigration. That shouldn't be something that should be a party line issue.
Yeah, true.
You see what I'm saying? It's like they become so extreme that they basically are pushing people out of their own party. Even people that traditionally supported Democrats is like, you know what? You're forcing me to you're forcing my hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because Democrats are capitalists too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Democrats are capitalists also. What do you mean defund the police? Why would you be saying defund the police? That is the dumbest. And then everybody else jumped on board because it was a good slogan or it sounded good rolling off your tongue. Defund the police. What?
Crazy.
I want crime in my area. That's the very thing that I grew up trying to get away from. That sounds dumb.
It is.
And then you got these idiots that's out here painting the streets so they never paid any taxes to make sure that the streets is getting paved in the first place. Painting Black Lives Matters on the streets. They politicized everything. And so ultimately, they pushed away their core base, not just the mega donors, but also the people that was out here supporting you that is not extreme left.
Yeah, they pushed me away for real. Because when you start analyzing that stuff, you go through that stuff case by case. then you like, wait a minute, hold up. I can't vote for that. I can't vote for that. I said that 8 years ago. People just come to my office, Trump this, Trump that. Wait a minute, man. Trump getting it done. I'm looking at it. The man broadcasting every day. The first 4 years, Trump used to broadcast from the White House every single day. Every day, he was doing something, right? And there's a website. I published it on Facebook. I put it on Facebook when people was talking crazy. And I showed it. I forgot what it is, but you can go on there and it'll show you every executive order and every law that each one of those presidents did while they were in office. And if you look at what President Trump did and you line it up with Biden and Obama, excuse me, and remember, Obama was in office for 8 years, and then Joe was 4. So if you put all that together, President Trump outworked both of them put together. He did more for the country than both of them combined. It wasn't even close. And 1 year, I think I looked at it where Obama only did maybe had 2 executive orders the whole darn year. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Don't ask.
I'm sorry, sir. I think you should be able to do what you want to do inside of your own bedroom, inside of your own household.
Yeah.
Bust it down. Have a poly relationship. Be with man and woman. I may not necessarily agree with you, but I'm not going to go against your fundamental right and freedom. Why you got to come in the girls' bathrooms too? It's almost like you give them an inch and they took a mile.
Hey, that's Satan. I keep telling y'all it's spiritual warfare. Whenever you you give Satan an inch, he's going to take a mile. He's just going to keep going. That's his job. He's not going to be satisfied with what you did. He's just going to keep going and going and going and going. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stop. It's just time to stop it. Cut it all out and go back to where we're supposed to be. Normal.
Gabe, this is what happened to Democrats, and this is the honest to God truth. You gave them an inch, and then they kicked in your door. You said, all right, so listen, fam, I'll give you something to eat. And then they followed you home. They kicked in your door, and then they robbed you and said, this is our house now. We squatting here.
Yep.
Okay, so cool. Have sex with who you want to have sex with. Date who you want to date. Kiss who you want to kiss. We don't care. But why are you putting it inside of our books? Why are we using taxpayer dollars to fund gender affirmation changes inside of the prisons?
Yeah.
Why
are you putting tampons in boys' bathrooms?
We fund gender sex changes on taxpayer dime for prisoners? Are y'all stupid?
Yeah. Crazy.
What are you doing? Why would you go so extreme? And again, I don't even have anything against Democrats. I have everything against the Democratic plantation and party. Because
yeah, me too. That's what I'm talking about. And then some of my homeboys, Hunter Familiar, CD, and all y'all, Anthony, Rome, and everybody, and Cedric, and all this bullshit. Man, y'all don't have no idea what the hell y'all voting for. And all y'all do is get on Facebook calling people names, and you don't look at videos. You don't know nothing. You don't want to learn nothing. Right? And then you're just running off at the damn mouth. And then the country is jacked up. And then I'm asking, I say, man, what about your kids and grandkids? You want them around all this mess? Prove it. Prove it. I just sent you the video, asshole.
Because I understand that people have different reasons for why they vote. And your circumstances may be different than my circumstances. And your state may be different than my state. But why are we using taxpayer dollars to put illegal migrants inside of hotels and then making sure that our cities are basically going broke to do so? That is a luxury. That is not something that we're supposed to do. Why would you give them food stamps and cars and allow for them to come over here unvetted illegally? And then they killing American citizens, and then they using taxpayer dollars to do it, but your city is going into a deficit. How can you justify that? You didn't realize that that was going to be one of the upendings of your whole campaign, that we was going to bring that up once election season came up? Are you stupid?
Yeah, they stupid.
And it's like they've alienated everybody to the point to where they basically just killed the party. They killed the party.
Yeah, some of y'all walking around here depressed, don't even know why. right? You need to do some research. Go to YouTube and start checking some stuff out and get over it. Because y'all need to feel better. There's no sense in being booked all up behind this mess. And some people still walking around and talking about, well, you know, it's over now. You know, Trump, he going to send us back to Africa and we got to do this and we ain't going to have no freedom. We can't come outside and we can't barbecue on the front porch no more and all this stuff. And you know, we're going to wear long drawers and we can't wear shorts and we can't do our nails no more and we got to cut our hair off and all this kind of stuff. And people just talking all kind of stuff. And then Ricky Smiley with his dumb butt. I don't even know. Man, I wish I would turn on Ricky Smiley morning show. And I've been stopped listening to Steve Harvey. I mean, these people are paid shields, and the stuff that they're saying is totally ridiculous. And if you haven't figured it out yet, then you need to get a checkup from the neck up because this stuff does not make any sense. And if you would sit down and pray to your God, right, he will tell you. And some of you pastors, I told y'all need to shut up. Especially running your mouth on Facebook, your congregation gonna find out that your butt wasn't called, that you ain't saved, because the Lord don't play like that. Everybody that's saved understand why Donald Trump is here. The Lord sent him.
It's like even people that are hardcore Democrats is like, yeah, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to go against my candidate. But yeah, that's a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little rough.
A lot of people said that to me. Well, yeah, you know, it's kind of, well, that's what you voting for. And they're going to go further. They are going to keep going. They're going to keep going. That's what they do because they're being controlled by Satan. That's the part y'all don't get. The kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. Everything comes from one or the other. Don't you understand that?
Yeah, you know what? Well, I don't know why they're why they taking our money and giving it to illegal migrants. Why they paying in California? Why would they spend $600,000 per unit for permanent homeless housing? Why would they spend $185 million on Skid Row? That don't make no sense. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are y'all doing? I don't understand it. Eric D say no, the party. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Eric D. They don't have anything to run on. They don't have anything to run on. The only people that still vote Democrat largely is doing it because that's just what they used to doing, not because they actually stand. I don't think that most Democrats stand for most of the issues that you think that they stand for. I don't think that they.
I don't believe that either. To tell you the God's honest truth, I don't believe that either. Prince Pierre in the House. I don't believe most Democrats, they really don't believe in none of this crap. They just vote that way because that's what they've been doing. That's what I think. That's what I honestly think. And I think they are low information voters and they really don't understand what they are voting for. And I just did a video on that. Sky News in Australia, Miss Rita, she said that. She said the people that vote for Democrats are low information voters. And she said, come over to Australia's Sky News channel and get you some information. Damon says that Mr. Biden is terrible when he was a senator. Yeah. Okay, Prince Pierre, he has realized the Democrats are terrible. Yeah, they are. They really are, man. Drag queens shaking their butt in your children's faces. Yeah, they doing all this stuff. And so I had one guy tell me, man, prove it. Prove it. What you think? I just made that up? I sent you the video, but they don't want to. Prince Pierre, they don't watch your videos, man. They ain't trying to hear that. They ain't trying to learn nothing. They just want to be satisfied. You know what they think? You know, people that I grew up with, that I've been knowing all my life, you know, nah, man, they ain't watching no video. You ain't making no money off me. I thought we was brothers. So you scared I'm going to make a dime. Oh, man. Prince Pierre, boy, we could laugh and talk all day about this mess. I started doing the videos, right? And I was sending them to people. And one guy told me, he said, man, whoever the hell this is, Uncle Coon, you getting your information from, you need to get you another source. I said, that's me, fool. Oh, man, that's you? And then when they said that, they went all over Facebook. Man, this dude, he goes so hard, he got his own channel. That's what men do when they real. Ain't that what they do? Anybody that know me, have you ever known me to go soft on nothing, right? Anybody ever know? You know me? When have you ever seen me go light on? I don't do that. If I'm in, I'm all the way in. And we playing ball, you looking at an ass whooping. Are you gonna have to play again? If we playing marbles, we gonna play all day until I get all your marbles, or until you quit, right? If we play cards, I'm winning. That's what I do. I don't know where people got that from. Same thing. I do taxes. I'm getting every dime I can find. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. People don't pay me to do no half tax return. Every dime I can find, I'm getting it back. And I'm really I'm knowing what they doing to your money. And I'm looking at you. You walk in my office and you got your 2 babies with you. And I'm gonna let them send your money to Ukraine. You must be done lost your damn mind. You don't know me like you think you do. Somebody said that. The lady said, well, I didn't know you was a Trump supporter. Yes, ma'am, I am. Well, Lord have mercy. You know, you think you know people, you really don't know them at all. I don't sleep with you. What the hell are you talking about? We ain't never had no political conversation. If we did, you would know that. I support what's right. I'm not finna follow no Democrats nowhere. These days and times, they are wrong. They are wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They are wrong on all counts. I can't think of nothing that they do that's right. Y'all put that in the chat. Name me something that the Democrats do that you think is okay. I don't see nothing. Name something the Democrats do that you agree with, that you think is okay. I don't see nothing. They have actually screwed it up. Everything that I can think of, they have screwed it up. The education system is screwed up. They try to defund the police, right? Crime is high, groceries high. They putting truck drivers out of business. They put mom and pops out of business, right? They have screwed it up on all levels. Then COVID came in. They lied about that, right? A mask does not stop a virus, period. I never did wear mine. They told me I had COVID twice, Prince Pierre. You know what? When I went to the hospital, you know what the hell they gave me? They didn't give me shit. They told me to go home and stay away from people for a week. The first time they said for 2 weeks, they didn't give me nothing. But they said I had COVID. And I was sick as a dog too, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I was sick. But they lied about that. It was not a pandemic. Now I believe COVID, but I don't think it was killing people like they said. I think if you went to the hospital and you died, they said it was COVID. Now, I know a lot of people lost their loved ones. Don't get mad at me because I'm not trying to argue with you about that. I'm just telling you what I think and what I observed. Because I had a sick spell during that time, and I did not want to go to the hospital. But that was just my belief. If you went up in there, they was going to put something on you. And that's what it looked like to me. So, but don't y'all be mad at me about that. That's just my opinion, just like you got yours. Now, I know a lot of people passed away, but I know a guy had a motorcycle accident over on not too far on the same street my office is, and the lady pulled out there and killed him. And they had COVID on his death certificate, and he died in a traffic accident. So I know they were pulling some crazy stuff back then with that. And then I understand, Prince Pierre, we might do a little show on that or do something. but I understand that they were paying $4,000 per COVID death. So the hospitals were getting paid. There was a lot of doctors that were trying to come out on Facebook during that time. You know, they were censoring everybody. But now a lot of that information, I believe that Trump is back in, is going to start coming back out. And I think a lot of people's eyes are going to be open, wide open at some of the stuff that went on. Because I do not believe a mask does not stop a virus. Want me to prove it to you? Go put a mask on and let me pass gas and see what happens. If you can smell it, that means the virus can get through there too. So how does a mask stop a virus? And remember when Fauci said that? And then some people called him out on, some scientists, they called him out on it. And then he said, oh, no, you got to get the N7 mask, the N6. Remember that? He just went from one line to another one. And we need to talk to that dude. Where the hell is Fauci? I did a video on that. We need to talk to him because he lied. He hurt a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of people. Y'all, Fauci hurt a lot of people. A lot of people lost their businesses. They lost their livelihood. They lost their jobs. A lot of people lost a lot. They lost loved ones. And if you look on the bottle of Lysol, it says kills COVID-19. And here's another thing, Prince Pierre. If COVID was a pandemic, why the homeless people in the city who were stacked up on top of each other and they were not wearing masks, not sanitary, not washing their hands, not doing none of this stuff, coughing all over each other? That means those people should have been laying on the sidewalk dead, in my opinion. But that didn't happen. I think they lied. And I think all that's going to come out, Cash Patel and all of that stuff is going to come out. Okay? So now let's see. Prince Pierre said, Big Al, you right. Appreciate that, brother. Big Al is doing all my taxes. Yeah, man. Hey, I don't play with that. I got some references. I can prove I can prove it. I do not play with that. I'll give you the whole story. Matter of fact, my editor just logged in. We're finna make some videos, but he just told me yesterday, he'd been getting on me. He said I should make a video and do my story on taxes and how all that happened. And I will definitely do that. And put that video out so you'll know that I'm not playing with that at all. I don't believe they should get not one red dime of your money, not one red cent, none. And if you're a retired teacher or you're a teacher or a police officer, you really need to come see me, for real, really, because I don't think the tax system is not fair to you guys and ladies, especially when you're retired. There's a lot of things that you don't know that I know that can help you. There's too many people come to me through referrals and that are already retired, especially teachers. My mom was a teacher, so I got a special place in my heart about that. And so when teachers come to me, because they come through referrals, I do teachers and they tell me, hey man, you need to take that, you need to go to Big Al, because they be at work complaining. Man, I gotta do my taxes, I gotta pay these people. Hey, no, you need to go to Big Al. So every year I get a different group of people that come in and they have payment plans. They own payment plans. Do you know how silly that sounds, Prince Pierre? You're a school teacher, you taught these wild ass kids all your life for 30, 40 years, and you retire and you owe the government money? Do you think I'm putting up with that shit? I mean, I'm not going for that. You're not gonna run that by me. I don't care who the hell tell the IRS what I said, because I'm just like Trump. Trump said, remember when Trump said, I don't pay taxes, you stupid as hell if you do? I heard what he said. I'm like, what does he mean by that? He said, well, and he broke it down. You have to have a business. And that's not hard to do. And most people, especially a real man, is doing something on the side. If you got an 8-hour job and you go to work and you come home and plant your fat ass on the couch, your wife about to leave you anyway. Because y'all ain't doing enough to make it. Everybody just about got some kind of little hustle on the side. They doing something. That's how you get tax breaks. It's not hard. Y'all don't read. But anyway, that's that's the deal on that deal. I'm gonna make that video because matter of fact, Carl just logged in, so we finna get out of here and drop a couple of videos. But let's see. Chris says everything they do is against the Bible, which is the word of God. That ain't hard to see. That's really not hard to see. But you know what they do? How they trick people? They have everybody looking through the lens of racism and the color of your skin. And that's how you miss stuff. Do you really think white people walking around here, well, let me go find some Negro and hold them down? That's crazy. Who the hell doing that? Even the Ku Klux Klan ain't doing that. The Ku Klux Klan say, we don't need to do nothing. The black folk, they destroy their own self. We don't need to do nothing. Just leave them alone. They killing each other. We don't need to do nothing. Just stay out of their way. They're not the problem. It's us with foolishness. How many times have you seen kids acting a fool and don't nobody say nothing? That's cute. No, that ain't cute. That's going to be a problem when he get 15. You ain't going to be able to do nothing with him. And if the police stop him, he going to act an ass and wind up with a knot on his head or wind up shot. There's a lot of stuff that need to be fixed, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, that's another rant. I appreciate y'all dropping in. Prince Pierre says, diet plus COVID deleted you. Okay, I'm going to catch that in a minute. It's a pandemic. Yeah, they planned all that. Hell no, Trump on the tax code. Yeah, he know what the hell going on. He said that. Hey, I had a big tax problem. I had to fight it off myself because didn't nobody know what to do. And that's how I learned. I had to get them off me myself. I'm going to make a video. I'll put it all in a video and put it out. But anyway, it's time. Let me see. Did we get, let me see. Oh, we got one more. Oh, man, I can't forget this. Jennifer Lewis, man, Lord have mercy. She went on a tirade. She called it black men stupid and crazy and all kind of stuff. Man, I know I got to put her tail up here. But see, some of these people just go to show you that these people, some of these people, you don't know these people and who they really are just because they're on TV and you think they all that in a bag of cheese. And a lot of these people crazy as hell. But again, this is Anton. I'm going to let him analyze this one again. But he was Stephen A. Smith. I had the clip up, but then I said, well, let's do Anton, because Anton, his English is a lot better than mine. So let's roll the clip.
With all of this positivity that you ooze, particularly emanating from your experiences, how are you feeling when Kamala Harris lost the election?
Well,
I imagine you were, I was told you were a big supporter of hers.
huge, huge, huge. If only to stop that thing from doing whatever he's planning to do.
See, she can't even tell you what she's talking about. Did you hear what she said? To stop that thing. Now, I'm assuming she's talking about Donald Trump, to stop that thing from doing whatever he's planning on doing. She can't even articulate what he's planning. That's how wild and backwards these people are.
But I got to tell you something. I told the kids, and still are us. We know how to fight. It's not new to us. And when I say us, I'm talking about the world. Because here's a song I wrote. We gonna be all right if we stand as the people. We gonna be all right if we trust.
Look at Stephen.
face.
Look at Stephen.
Oh my God.
Right.
Stephen, I had to get off the damn camera, man. Look at that. This woman crazy. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, you don't know these people, man. She crazy.
if we rise as one people.
Oh.
And I believe that Kamala Harris would have done that. This thing is divisive.
Oh.
Look at Stephen A. He had to get off. He got to hold his face together, man. Look at that, man.
Dog, y'all did not prepare me for what I was just about to see. Nobody prepared me for that. What the heck is going on, man? Again, I keep telling y'all that the people of yesteryear, just because they had got a script and they was in a movie that resonated with you, does not mean that you are supposed to follow them to the polls. And this is somebody mama. Man, get y'all mamas off the internet, bro. Somebody get their drunk auntie and take her home. Real talk. A lot of these people are ruining their reputations and they ruining how we seen them in the movies. And instead of us being able to give them their flowers while they're here and staying out of politics, they want to inject themselves into the conversation. And listen, maybe they bored, maybe they ain't got nothing else to do, maybe they don't have no script in front of them at the time. But the fact,
yeah, that's what I wanted to say. A lot of these people, man, they are actually ruining their reputations. A lot of people that I won't say I looked up to them. I'm not starstruck, you know. I'm a bad mother myself, right? But some of these people, man, they are really, really, they are tripping. They are tripping. I didn't have a problem with Ricky Smiley. I thought he was one of the funniest dudes. I got a lot of his stuff, man. But I wouldn't spend not one red cent with him. I never did like Steve for some reason. I don't know. He just seemed phony to me. But I don't know. Ricky Smiley and D.L. Hughley, I think he'd been, and I know good and well, if these people look to see what's really going on, that they are really not Democrat supporters because these people are wealthy, right? And I know a lot of this stuff, I just don't think that that's which way they roll, because the Republicans are way better with making money than the Democrats. The Democrats want you to be poor, broke, and hungry so you can beg them, so they can control you. That's what they try to do. And I think a lot of these actresses and actors, by opening their mouth, especially if they're on the wrong side, right? They're ruining their reputations. And then she can't even explain why. She can't even articulate it. But she wrote a song.
The matter is these are the same people that gave y'all advice on how y'all supposed to raise y'all families, how y'all supposed to vote, whether or not the women should have left their households when they was feeling some type of way and they was going through postpartum. Man, somebody get y'all drunk aunties and keep them out of the media, man. Jennifer Lewis, did she just break out in the song? And now she's saying that thing. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is how you know that these people are real people. And we got to stop pedestalizing them and thinking that they're better than they really are, because they espouse the same things as some of the very people that's in your family. They are the same person. They still think that they're in oppression, even though they did all of the movies and had all of the opportunities to buzz it down and do whatever they wanted to do. They have the freedom to vote how they want to vote. And now, because the American people have spoke, now it's, we gonna be all right. Nah, we good. We good. We better than we ever.
Yeah, look at Taraji Henson. Look at how she acted and how she broke down and cried and did all this stuff after she's made millions. And then she's saying they're not paying her and doing all this stuff. Do more, I don't know, work more. I don't know what the hell to tell you. Huh?
Ever been now. And we got to spend the next 2 years fixing the things that y'all voted for and y'all tried to lead us to the polls this time. Black women voted over 91% for this guy. For this girl. Get out of here, man. And they sitting there with an afro on talking about, we ain't gonna be all right. Nah, dog. Let me hear some more of this. Stephen A. Smith look wild right now. He is
evil and evil, insane, narcissistic, and he's a sociopath. But honey, we are the people. And we're not going to allow this dictatorship. I told
it's here. This is it. The federal government just came out with some new regulations that allows you to buy real estate with less money.
Everybody, you can be scared, but we must be unafraid. Now, how do you fight? You go to your city council meetings. You go to your zoning meetings. And you'll know who's raising your rent. Educate yourself.
Yeah, Biden was raising your rent.
Because you're losing your rights. And I'm talking to the Gen Zs and the millennials now. You ain't gonna have
from
no
you, Auntie.
pension if you don't fight.
You going off
You ain't
that
gonna have
Zanny.
Social Security or health care if you don't fight. So learn how to fight. Listen to smart people. Listen to Steve. Listen to Stacey Abrams. Listen to
Stacey Abrams. Man, you have got to be kidding. Boy, look at Anton. Look at his face, man. God, dog. Man. Look at boy. Come on, Miss Jennifer. You have got to be kidding, man.
To
Stacey Abrams,
Jasmine Crockett, and Maxine Waters.
Jasmine Crockett. I just did a video on her. She's about as ignorant as a razor blade. Jasmine Crockett ain't got no damn sense. In Congress with all that foolishness and hooping and hollering and talking about she who stole people and brought them over here on a ship and all that. She ain't never been on no slave ship. Where are these people talking about all this mess from? Right? How the hell they know? Boy, these people are crazy, man.
Stacey Abrams, Maxine Waters, and Jasmine Crockett. Seriously? Stacey Abrams? Oh, good God almighty. This is amazing. Jasmine Crockett? And they want us to follow women after Stephen A. Smith.
Listen to them.
Auntie, stop.
Listen to who knows what roads to take now. Because this Republican Party ain't playing.
Let me ask you this. What about what they've said in terms of Black, particularly Black men and Latinos, supported him more than they have in the past? Why do you think that is? And what do you have to say to Black men and Latinos who were not in favor of supporting Kamala Harris?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
It's always like a Negro spiritual.
When your favorite niece and your 13-year-old daughter is raped by your alcoholic brother or the next door neighbor, and she tries to abort that baby.
Did y'all hear what she said? Now, where in the HELL does she get that from? Y'all see how these people think? They weird.
Inside of her from a rape.
This is so crazy.
You're going to regret that.
This is
They
insane.
want to keep women in their place. It's so disgusting. I can't even put words to them voting for her. They didn't vote for her, didn't vote because she was a woman. They didn't care that she was smart and powerful
and
educated
and
beautiful.
Incapable.
Drunk, incapable. What else? Come on, man. Borderline stupid. Can't articulate. What about all that? Can't manage. And ain't Black.
Capable,
kind,
stupid,
joyful,
crazy,
fearless. She would have taken care of this country. She would have protected the people. She would have surrounded herself with great minds. But keeping women in their place was more important to them. And Black men, that was just shocking because, honey, he's going to give the military and the police permission to shoot you in your back, and there will be no immunity.
Even if he did, do you really think the military and the police are going to be shooting people in their back? They think Donald Trump will get on the microphone, okay, y'all just shoot the Negroes in the back. How does that sound? These people are borderline crazy. These people are 5150. They need a checkup, man. This stuff doesn't even make any sense. even if Donald Trump did it. Do you really think police officers are going to be doing that? Y'all act like police officers from another damn planet. They live down the street from you. That's your brother, your uncle, and your nephew. What are y'all talking about? This lady is stupid.
Jesus Christ.
So, baby, y'all done fucked up. You took every right from your children.
What rights have our children lost? What is she talking about?
Once again, there will be no social security and pensions and rights.
What?
This thing has said you will never have to vote again. He's going to be in charge of the military. We have fucked up.
The president is in charge of the military, Dodo.
End of story.
You don't think it was a simple situation of looking at the economy, looking at inflation, looking at crime and saying, excuse me, providing
Thank
and
you,
protecting
Stephen,
as
for
men,
asking
that's
a
what
relevant follow-up
we want.
question.
And as a result of that, I mean, I voted for her. I wasn't voting for him. But speaking to men who felt differently, they didn't think about Roe v. Wade. They didn't think about stuff. They thought about the economy, money in their pockets, and safety in the streets.
Oh, listen,
It couldn't have been as simple as that.
First of all, do you see women breaking in people's houses?
What?
Do you see women shooting each other in the streets? They voted because they voted for Trump because, oh, I hate saying his name. They voted for him because they hate themselves.
I'm telling you that Black people, Black culture, and there's a large demographic of Black women, especially the older ones, that are some of the most hateful people that you have ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
Real talk. Like once we remove and we get done laughing at Auntie and them being drunk and being crazy, and they've been crazy their whole life. They just been protected from themselves, but now they jump on these platforms and they giving their opinions and stuff. Some of the most hateful people in the world look like that, act like that. They sit at the dinner table. They say some of the craziest stuff at Thanksgiving dinner and at the holidays, and everybody just be like, they just keep on moving. And I'm glad that people are finally starting to wake up, because then they'll be the head of the family, and then they'll be giving their little speeches and telling people how they supposed to vote and leaving their impressions, and they leading y'all astray and keeping y'all on the Democratic plantation. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. There's a large, huge, massive demographic of these women that have led you astray, and you have no clue the type of damage that they're going to do to your sons and to your daughters and all of that. And they just give misinformation. They fearmonger. They try to maintain a matriarch. They then start to say, okay, well, you don't feel the way you feel. Your situation ain't what it is. It's because I said so. And it's evil. It's hateful.
Yep.
And they see this thing as powerful, that he's going to move mountains for them and make them rich. And unfortunately, Black men, they want a man. They were saying, I'm voting for the man. Well, we're going to see about that. And don't think we're all not at fault. All of us. We went to our jobs, we came home and sat on the sofa and watched movies of destruction.
What?
Superman, Batman, the end of this, Armageddon.
What?
Well, all of that social consciousness has brought us here. So now, like I said, Lex Luthor is finally in the fucking White House. What are you going to do about it?
So let me transition back to you from this perspective, because despite
this is a hard watch.
Whatever
it's
it
hard
is
to
that
keep
you
watching,
feel,
but it's
and
like
you've
a car
articulated
I didn't know it was this bad, for real.
it quite eloquently, I might add.
You can't take your
In the
eyes off of
end,
it. It's bad, but
You're
you can't stop
saying
watching.
there's always a silver lining in life, and you got to take care of yourself. And I bring that up because you
Trying to
will
save her
receive
for
the 2025 Martin Luther King Jr. Beloved Community Award.
Nice transition, Stephen A. Nice transition, and we don't care about your little made-up trophy and award. again, this is like a car crash that you cannot take your eyes off of. It's bad. It's very, 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 very bad. And Auntie, you looking crazy right now. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description also.
Boy. Lord have mercy. Boy. Was that something else or not? Let's see. Prince Pierre said, I'm all right with Trump in the White House. Yeah, man. Go back to the 8-track and the black and white TV. Box of wine drinking witch, man. She's something. I didn't know she was that dumb. Bye, Big Al. Keep it on. Thank you. Appreciate it, FAC. Man, this is something else. I didn't know it was that bad, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is terrible. And now I see why so many people just go ahead and vote Democrat. They don't even want to fade the heat. Can you imagine if that was your auntie or your mama talking like that? Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. She didn't have not one fact to stand on, not one. When he tried to ask her stuff, she just avoided all that and just started calling the man out his name. That is crazy. But there's so many people in that situation too. It's sad. It's sad. So Prince Pierre, we got to keep on making videos, bro. And we got to keep on doing what we do to make sure that our people get the message and keep going. But anyway, I appreciate everybody dropping in, and I am going to let me see. Here we go. There you go. That's everything you need right there. Take a tax service. Now, I think my website is under construction. I got to check that. I got an email today. They want to know what the updates are. So I'll figure that out. But anyway, another thing too, I have clients in not all 50 states, but I have a lot of my clients are not in Louisiana. And it's real easy to submit information because I have a website and you just download everything on there. And it comes right to me. And then I get that taken care of for you. And one thing that I do, I don't file anything until after I confer with you. So after I get everything done, and then you have to approve it, and then I'll show you. And then also, my mom was a school teacher, so I have been taught to show my work. And so I show you what is going on with your taxes. So you have an explanation of exactly what is going on. And I just take the information that you already have. Most people don't know that they can get a better tax return because a lot of the tax preparers don't know what to ask. But I do. I'm not a preparer. I'm a specialist with an S. So anyway, I appreciate y'all dropping in. I'm Big Al. I'm Uncle Coon. And I am going to get up out of here. So I'll catch y'all later. Appreciate you. Let's see. I have to do this to get out. Where's my outro? Anyway, this is how we roll it. Talk to you. Real. Coon in the house, dropping knowledge, stay true, no room for doubt. From debates to celebs, we cover it all. Tune in, hit subscribe, you don't want to miss the call. Real. Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Politics, pop culture, and everything between. Big Al's got the scoop, you know what I mean? From Harris to Trump, we break it down. Common sense talk, the best show around. Real. Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Cash App, show
some love, support the grind. Big Al's on the rise, one of a kind. Oh, Cool Podcast, the place to be for real talk, real folks, and real TV. The real Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride.